The documents that I keep coming across are just mind-blowing, right? Let's talk about the misconduct, shall we? Consequences of misconduct, revised September of 2008. When counseling has been ineffective in altering a student's behavior, other methods are employed in order to bring the message home to the student. Consequences may be designed for a specific infraction and to meet the specific needs of the students. Consequences may seem punitive, but the object of any consequence should be educational in nature first and foremost. Absolute love, imagine, applied to the teaching at the Family Foundation School means to refrain from implying, be it to the staff or the students, through weight, words, tone, or facial gestures that they are stupid, dim, or less than, regardless of IQ, ability, weight, religious preference, or any other preference. Strange. At all times, we should seek never to condescend, but to teach. Y'all failed. Big time. Therefore, a consequence may not be humiliating, degrading, or result in stigmatization of the student. Consequences may not affect essential nutrition, involve sleep deprivation, or involve purposeless physical work or work that is extreme in the physical demands of the student. So first of all, I think that all of the consequences were humiliating, degrading, and did result in stigmatization. I think that that was quite literally the point. But anywho, let's continue. Examples of consequences which may not be used include but are not limited to the following. Restrictions on diet beyond denying students treats or non-essential food items like dessert. Y'all think you upheld that? Requiring the students to wear signs of any kind. So you don't remember making students wear signs stating all kinds of crazy shit? You don't remember that? Requiring the student to announce humiliating or derogatory things about themselves. Examples of consequences which can be applied include, but are not limited to, you don't say, the following. Announcing section. A student is required to preface every conversation with an assigned announcement that is intended to help them focus on a character defect. For example, hello, my name is Jack and I need to seek humility. Or, hi, my name is Jill. I cheat on tests and need help to earn trust. That was actually used frequently. Courtesy sanction. The student is required to say, yes, thank you, or some other polite phrase whenever he or she is addressed. A student who is belligerent, rude, or uncivil. They put people on yes, thank you that were like argumentative or, people that didn't do what they were told. And it was always like if somebody said, can you pass the salt? You had to say, yes, thank you. It was a response for everything said to you. Dress up or dress down sanctions. Both of these consequences are directed at a student's concept of image. The dress up sanction helps students who need to learn about appropriate dress for school and work, how to present a neat and clean appearance. The dress down consequence assists students in seeing that their self-worth is not intrinsically linked to their clothes. It is used for students who take what their parents have given them for granted. A student on dress down may not wear jewelry, name brand, designer, or flashy clothes. I was on dress down sanctions. They also made me cut my hair because they considered it part of my image. Exercise sanction. These were always fun, right? The consequences is intended to stimulate both mental and physical activity in an otherwise lethargic student. A student may have to jog a few laps around the main building prior to a meal or do 10 push-ups before a class. Exercise sanctions, they would put you on trotting, where everywhere you went, you had to trot. That included corner. They would put you on double time sanctions. And it wasn't necessarily for students that were lazy. It was like anybody that moved slow or didn't move according to the pace that they thought that we should be moving at, right? Extra chores. A student is given extra duties to complete in addition to those normally required. On occasion, a student who is refusing to entirely participate in school or other parts of the family school's program is temporarily removed from classes and placed on a supervised work sanction. That was common as well. could be shoveling, mowing the lawn. They typically use those really the things that needed to, that the students that built the chapel, and it says they would be removed from classes. Imagine that. Family blackout. A student is not permitted to send or receive mail, or they are not allowed to have phone contact with anyone for either a set or indefinite period of time. So blackout was used, they would put students on blackout, like if they were afraid that you were going to talk to your parents about what was going on. There were people also put on house blackout, meaning you could not communicate with any student. I was on blackout with boys, meaning I couldn't communicate with any of the male population. And I was also on for a while blackout with 6 months and under. That was something that they did often too, because they felt like you would make the newer kids negative, and like y'all would, get negative contracts together. They also had something called exile, which is like you're by yourself all the time. You don't talk to anybody. But I don't think that any of the sanctions, like looking back, I really don't think that any of the sanctions were used the way they say they are, right? Like they were almost always a way to demean, degrade, humiliate the student. They were not getting required the effects that they wanted, right?